Back in the day, I made a village, and it was a cool village, and it had a big tree in the middle, and the people worshipped the tree, and they lived in the tree, but not in the tree. They used the tree as like resources and mining and things like that. But the point is I made a village, right? So I'm gonna make a village. Yeah. It might even have villagers in it. How crazy is that? So my village location is going to be this. But this is old, this is dead, this is not happening. So I'm going to rebuild this into our lovely little village. And it's going to look really nice and really cozy and really cool. This is the village that I built with the giant tree in the middle. And no, I don't plan on doing a giant tree in the middle. But this kind of idea of lots of small houses with similar vibes, like a village, but my own design of village. But it's going to fit the aesthetic of the world. There's going to be a lot of concrete. Turns out I really do quite like concrete. So I guess the first thing I've got to do is go and lay out my houses and my paths. This one was quite simple. I could just do a circle around the tree. But inside the old Quidditch pitch, it's not going to be so. Hopefully that made sense. And what we're going to do is design some houses, get a sort of house palette. I don't know. It's not really a color palette. It's more of a house palette. And design exactly what's going to be going down on the floor. But the first thing I think I want to do is clear out all of this wood and make sort of some city streets and some things. But I'm going to go to bed first because I am not dealing with all this. That's the basic framework all planned out. You can see I've got all the tiny, teeny little houses. There's a nice area in the middle for a nice garden and a few empty patches in areas where I can add farms and bits and pieces like that for all the villagers to use. Now, I didn't have the heart to get rid of the Quidditch ring, so this will be sort of an homage to what was here before. I think that's quite cool. But you can see it's a bit more clean and tidy. A few grass patches to fill in at the back there. And then this is going to be like a big town hall-esque thing, but I haven't quite started planning that out. I'm going to give you a little insight into how I design my buildings. Now, you might be thinking I'm not the most amazing builder, and you would be right. And here's a little sort of lesson in why. So the way I do buildings, especially in survival, is I look at what I have and then I make stuff from it rather than doing like block palettes and things. So I essentially have these items to build from, which is very similar to what I've built with up there. And I'm going to be making a nice little house. And the idea is that this house will be the default and then the pattern and the design will copy over to all of the other houses in the area. So I think what I'm going to start with is sort of an entryway. I'll be honest, I'm loving the tough slabs. I'm loving all the tough stuff. So it's going to be single doorways. Therefore, I'm going to have 3, which is uneven. But that's okay. It's okay. Can I get it on this side? Actually make it even. I can. But is that going to look bad on the path? It doesn't matter. We'll find out. I think I'd like the walls to be some form of deep slate. Now, this deep slate tile is really, really cool stuff. So I think if I line each corner with these, then I really like the aesthetic of a wall in the corner. So if I go back to the stone brick wall, that can be sort of my corner pieces on the build. I'm not too keen on the sides being completely solid like this. So I'm going to just drop these down. And then I'll probably replace these with something a bit better as well. Maybe we can try some stairs instead. I don't think that's the end of the world. Hopefully when this turns to grass, it will look a bit nicer. Now, I'm going to be changing these out. Okay, it's coming together a bit. A lot of trial and error to see what looks nice. We're definitely going to need some windows. So whether I do sort of that for the walls and then something along the top maybe, which can just sit all the way on the top like this. And we'll see what this looks like. Doesn't look terrible. However, it is too short. So I'm going to definitely at least put it up a block. And I think instead of this here and here, what I'm going to do is add in the brick wall to sort of frame the windows. Then we can chuck these in like so. Maybe panes will be better. Yeah, panes look a bit better. And then I'd like to change this into stairs, I think. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. If we then copy that pattern the whole way around. Cool, that is making a bit more sense now. The bottom of this is still a little bit flat for my liking, but I think a half slab going all the way around won't look that nice. Maybe I'll just plant some flowers or some external details which will change from build to build. Right, now to put on the roof. It's coming along, and then we just add the actual roof, and I think I'm going to slab this one. And voila, we have the basic idea of the house. I don't think it's too bad. It's very repeatable, which is excellent. And then we need a door to go in here, of course. I assume that doors connect up walls. They do not. Okay, so we've got to rethink the whole wall idea. Could just go with the bog standard front wall design. It's a little bit on the boring side. It's very on the boring side. Then we better add something like this. Oh, it's so insanely boring. I gotta think about this one. Something like that gives it some more texture on the front. Makes it a little bit less boring, but it's very, very deep slate on the front. So I'm gonna probably swap these out. It's very difficult. Very difficult. I think there might be a simpler solution to this, and that's put the door on the inside. Yeah, I think that's it. I do think that's it. Okay, so I think that makes sense for the front of our house. And you go in, you've got windows around, and you've got these here. I would like something to strip down the middle to hang lights and things off. And then maybe something like this. Go like that, and a bit of that. That's not too bad, that actually. There we go. And then I can hang lanterns and lights and things up the middle if need be. So I think for a basic house idea, this makes sense. So I can take this almost as a blueprint and copy it around to all of the other builds. Now that's going to be a hell of a project to get it into all of them, but it'll definitely be worth it. So I'm going to crack on with the build, and I'll see you in a bit. Well, that was a hell of a lot of work, but all of the houses are now into the village. We've got the main center circle area here. If we go back here, we have sort of more houses and some dirt roads. I'm going to be tidying it up, making it a little bit nicer looking, i.e. the roads are very, very basic at the moment. There is one extra building that I want to add in. I say extra, I planned for this from the beginning. I've even made like an area for it. But that is the town hall, and the town hall is going to be over here. Now, the town hall is going to be reminiscent of a previous build I've done, so I'm going to just run you through the time lapse. I think it's going to be a relatively big build, not massive, but not worth sitting watching me build it hand to hand, you know, block by block. I know this has been kind of time lapse heavy, but here you go. If you are an OG fan, you will recognize this. But yeah, this is the town hall. Obviously yet to be furnished. I mean, the entire thing is yet to be furnished. We've got this nice ladder to get the grass up into the roof. And once it's up there, we can use some bone meal, make it look all nice. And if you're asking, well, why didn't you just use a silk touch pick and put it up there? Well, the answer is, you'll know if you watched season 2 of Hardcore, because that's what this relates to. And if I'm going to be doing it using Silk Touch, that wouldn't be very season 2. So the place is built. That is all of the building necessary now. I'm just going to add in some niceties like some bushes, some plants, random decorative items, some lighting. And then we'll move the villagers in, and that will be that. So I'm going to do a nice little clean sweep, like a wipe, like a and then it's done kind of thing. Then we'll move the villagers in. Yeah? Capiche? Capiche? Wow. 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 Well, there is 7.5, 8 hours of my life making a lovely village. But doesn't it look fantastic? Look at this! I'm going to go for a walk around. It's amazing. In fact, we're going to do a walk around with shaders, because why not? So we come down from the industrial district and into the village. We have lovely houses. This is obviously the first one that was built. And then we basically got everything based off of that. on all of the others. The frames are not liking this. There's various farms. I've preserved the Quidditch rings and lit them up, as you can see. There's various walkways, pathways to get around. I've added all this texture and a few bushes here and there and the odd pond. And as you're walking through the houses, you eventually come to the center area, which is just like a communal kind of thing. There's some bushes, some ponds, a central bit where people can be. We're just hanging out here. And then, of course, you head further through to the other side and you hit the town hall. Look at this beauty. Of course, completely unfurnished. But that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Then behind the town hall, we have a few more farms. Got some melon and pumpkin farms going on here. This will have pigs in it. There's one pig. I need more pig. And there's sheep here. And then further down here, there is cows as well. Just reusing all the old structures, which I think is pretty cool. So the only thing left to do now is to let the villagers in, and I've prepared the villagers. They just need assigning into houses, which means they need beds. I completely forgot about beds. It's alright, you don't need to worry about that. I will get it done. Alright, count them up. How many beds are there? Comment, and you might get a little thumbs up. You might not, of course. I mean, you might from me, but it might be from someone else. Who knows? Literally no idea. And whilst you're in the comments, you may as well hit subscribe. Of course, if you're this far into the video, it does mean you've enjoyed it. I'm sorry, but that is just factual, so you may as well subscribe. Well, that's going to do it for today. I've got a lot done, like a hell of a lot. I'm going to move the villagers in. Oh, you know what? Screw it. We're not ending the video here. You got to see it with the villagers in it. This is super exciting. We are ready to go. I've got the temporary rail system in, which is going to deliver them all the way down there. So all I have to do is flick this switch. And here we go. We're transporting villagers. Look at them go. Here they come, the army of villagers. Whoa, straight through there. Look at them go. I've got 15 coming down at the moment, and then we'll see how many we've got up in the machine after that. Here we go, my friend. All coming down into the village. Oh, no. It'll fix itself. And there we go. So that's 15 villagers in. Are they moving in? Where are they? Are they running? Are they just running back? They all want to go back. Guys, I've built you a lovely village. Oh, okay. The farmers are farming. Go find a bed. Move yourself in. I guess I'll wait for night time and see what happens, eh? I'm waiting for night, and a few of them are exploring, which is good. Yeah, hello, buddy. Oh, you don't want to trade anything? Oh, you don't have a job, that's why. This fella's taking a job over here. You better not pull up my pumpkin seeds, boy. Come on, go into a house or something. Show me that my time was well spent. Yes! He's in the house. He has moved in. Okay, he has 2 houses. Oh, okay. Sorry. Oh, few of these fancy looking fellas. Yeah, I know. How crazy is that? You enjoying your new house, buddy? Yeah, it's better than that fish tank, isn't it? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for putting you in the fish tank, bro. Now imagine this, but with hundreds of villagers. That would be crazy. That would actually be crazy. The hustle and the bustle. Anyway, that is actually where I'm going to leave this episode. We've moved the villagers in. I said I was going to wait for night, but they're settling in, so I'm not too worried. If anything changes, I'll update you in the next episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Hit that comment down below and tell me which house is your favorite house in here. And also, if you would like to suggest some interior design specs for a house, then let me know. Like some items that should go into a house to make various things, and then I can put them in a house, and who knows, I might put your name on the front of their house as you designed it. Goodbye.